Hey everybody, morning. Nice big crowd already. Michael, David, Francois, George, Craig, Everett, Patrick, Sledge. How's it going, my man? Dan, Alan, Valerie, good morning. Good morning, everybody. If you want to chat with me, if you haven't figured it out, you got to be a subscriber. And the live chat pops up and you can use it while I'm live. Now, if you're watching this later, after I'm no longer live, you're going to have to leave a comment or come join me in Discord. Links in the description for that. And comments are down below, of course. And like I said, be a subscriber. Just click subscribe and maybe hit the bell with the doodads and you'll get notified when I go live every day. Let's talk about what's actually moving, shall we? So look at this. Q1 GDP coming in at 2%. 2% right there. Amazing. 2%. Do you think we grew 2%? I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of mixed numbers. These numbers feeling kind of cooked, but it's not up to me. But that is the final Q1 GDP number, quarter over quarter. Look at it right there. We had those two negative quarters back there. Then but this is kind of a downtrend here. Are we gonna go negative again? I mean, I don't know. We could go negative again, and this is kind of a downtrending. We look for trends. Now the craziness in 2020 kind of messes this chart up a little bit, but I don't know. Powers that be saying we grew the economy 2%. That's, like I say, that's kind of hard to fathom there. That looks more like knock out that big candle there. Come on, one more click. There we go. Kind of popped and coming back down. I don't know. I mean, this recession happened. It may not have happened for the entire everybody participating in the economy. I think it's still happening. We still see a lot of sectors getting slammed. You see a lot of, it's like a story of have and have nots in the luxury market for goods. Some places, some of those companies, some of those markets are, getting slammed. Yeah. And if we look at things that were priced to sales over 20 back here in 2021, well, a lot of them lost 75% of their value. A lot of people lost their jobs. We had hundreds of thousands, if not a million tech jobs just cut out. I mean, even if it was a fast recession, it was more of a recession than what we saw during COVID. So, call it what you will, whatever. I'm not an economist. I just trade the markets, and I feel like the market went through a dang big correction. We're still kind of chopping in it. We've broken into a bull, the initial indications of a new bull trend. In the mainstream media saying, "Oh, we're up 20%. It's a bull market." Well, welcome to the conversation. When we broke out of the downtrend, that was the indication we were in a new bull market. But we had a little trouble breaking out of the initial high we made back here in February, and now we're kind of getting going a little bit. But are we going to retrace? That's the question. That's the big question. So before we actually get into any trades or anything, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here, intended to be informational, educational, and fun, is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything. Not even something for me. Don't even buy the Discord access. Don't do that. You don't have to. You can just keep coming back here, talking to me live. There's no reason that you have to buy anything. Don't feel buying pressure. Certainly no stocks or options or anything I talk about. Don't feel a desire to buy that stuff. Make your own decisions, please. All right. And if you need help with those decisions, you need to hire a financial advisor and consult them, because they have a fiduciary duty to help you make decisions based on your financial well-being and situation. So, but all of you are here because you love me, right? I tend to be right more than I'm wrong, funny enough, but I may never be right again. So remember, I may be full of crap. And that's the way it is. We all may be. Certainly mainstream media is full of crap, and I just try to do my best to give a little glimmer of the truth. And I feel like these GDP numbers are kind of cooked. if you want to be honest about it. So we have a final GDP price index, 4.1%, coming in, just kind of coming off the ties there. It's okay. I don't really have a qualm with the price index there. Unemployment claims surprisingly dropping this week, and that number's always cooked. I don't know. It's a normal ebb and flow cycle. Here we are coming up in the summer. We'll probably have a little spike, even though they try to seasonally adjust this bull crap and cook all the numbers. They should just report the number and quit trying to adjust anything. Just tell us what the number is. It'd be way better than, seasonally, it's like, if they just tell us the number, we'd know, like, there's Christmas hiring. There's after the holidays, there's people get let go. Duh. Then those people flow into, the construction industry. Then when it gets cold in most of the country, construction industry kind of puts people on layoff. So, we can see the pattern. You don't have to seasonally adjust crap. So, and there we are coming off of the COVID effect coming back in, and we've just kind of been at the bottom here, chugging along in the normal cycle for the last 2 years or so. And I don't know why my thing's not muted. Let me go ahead and mute that so you quit getting alerts here. There we go. All right. So that's unemployment claims. Not really telling me much. We were expecting a pop and got a drop. The headline said surprise drop in unemployment claims. I don't know. I think it's all cooked. So pending home sales coming up at 10 a.m. We can't really talk about that because that's, an hour? No, 40 minutes, excuse me. So those will be after I'm probably done. And the rest of the day looking pretty clean as far as U.S. numbers go. Natural gas doesn't tend to move the market much as far as the broader market. Now, Feds, Jerome Powell's favorite number coming out tomorrow at 8:30. This might be a market mover right here. This is PCE, and we could see, we could see this move the market. I don't know which way it's going to go. We could see it beat. We could see it, see it come in light. We're kind of forecasting 0.3%. Last time we got a 0.4%, and I'm not sure. And historically, this ran at about 0.1%, and lately we've been getting these spikes. I don't. The year over year, I wish they would report that on here. That's the one that really matters more than the month over month. But that's what Jerome Powell kind of considers to be the real inflation gauge right there, PCE. But I guess we'll see. Oh, a flavor Monster. I left it in the other room. I had a green Monster today, and green comes up clear anyway, so I just left it in the other room. It's kind of a weird green apple flavor. I have a green one sitting on the floor from last week. I had it sitting on the desk last week, and nobody mentioned it because it was clear. You couldn't even see it. So you could just barely see the outline. So I've got a green one. And even if I put it up here because of the green screen, you couldn't tell. And but thanks for asking. I finished it off right before I got on here. So. All right. That's why this is called the Morning Monster if you're new here. I drink Monster Energy drink in the morning instead of coffee because I don't really care for hot liquid. I don't know. Weird thing. So S&P 500 still not had a 3% pullback. 3% coming in right down here around 4,310, 4,310 roughly. Yeah. Well, I can pull up let me grab it. Let's see. Grab the one from last week. Here you go. Look. There you go. Pop it up better. There you go. Look. Woo. Isn't that neat? So it's green. All right. Well, there we go. sitting right in the middle of the box. Not iced vanilla coffee. I've gotten to where I don't even care for coffee at all. Just like the flavor of it, just I don't know. Cold coffee just doesn't sound appealing to me, and I like the fruity flavors of Monsters. I used to drink a Coke every morning years ago, but that started packing on the pounds. So yeah, TLT. So look at that TLT. Ouch. Went from 103 yesterday at the close to 102, dropping the bonds like crazy. That's the 20-year bond. So I can pop over. I've got a red list that has the bond futures in them. Let's pop in here and look at a couple numbers. Look at these. We've got 2-year note futures. We've got the 5-year note futures. We've got the 10-year note futures. And then we got the Treasury bond futures. All of them kind of churning around. Not overly aggressively bullish today. You wonder why TLT drops right there. UB1 exclamation point. That kind of shows you what's happening there. And 10-year note that got slammed. All of them pretty much across the board there. 2-year was not on an uptrend like some of the other stuff, but 5-year slam, 10-year slam, and even the Ultra, big slam. The Ultra looks a lot like TLT kind of to me. Likely to see that one plummet out the basement today. A nice big slam on TLT. Ouch. Going down in a blaze of glory. So, if you wondered if I keep up with some of this stuff, look, here's coffee futures for you. Talking about coffee. Ooh, going down. Down, down, down. Coffee's getting cheaper. That's a pattern to go lower. Down to 125. I guess that's $1.25 a pound. 125 per bag. Whatever. I don't remember what the size of the futures are. Yeah, that coffee futures is hard to see on that chart. There you go. Monthly shows up better. That one, same pattern. Looks like it's going lower. Probably come down at least $1.25. Yep, corresponds. So that's 2 different coffee futures. All right, back to the morning movers. Nice diversion into other stuff for a moment. So ES, let's pop back to the daily at least. And rescale, resize. Might have to zoom in even more. Let's go to a 30-minute. Yeah, there we go. Big down, back to the roadmap line. So we completed that 5-wave pattern we had yesterday. Let me see if I still have it up. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Oh, I have to grab it off in Discord. Uno momento, por favor. Hablo un poquito español. Let's see. Here we go. This one. So this yesterday played out almost perfectly. We came down just a little lower than that 382. Poked just a little low down to, what was it, 43.99, and then we took off and went right up here, and it happened really quickly, and then we dropped back down into this zone, and then we turned corrective, and that's what we're seeing right here. That was where the 4 was, that was where the 5 was, and then we got sloppy. I'm not sure that this is continuing to be bullish. I did say we would probably pop up and test this zone. We did right there. It came up shy earlier in the day. We popped up right there, stopped for several hours, and we're turning down. If we break out below this line right here, 43.98-ish on these futures. This is S&P 500 futures. If you're not familiar, this is this is what trades virtually 24/7 underneath S&P 500, SPX, SPY, SPXL, SPXS, all that stuff. This is the underlying futures for all that stuff, E-minis. And if we start breaking below that roadmap on the 30, 4410, excuse me, and then below the 4398, then we're probably going on down in a blaze of glory. Probably going to make a lower low to 4350, maybe 4334, and the ultimate box down here around 4300, maybe the retest. So that's possibly going to go fill this gap up. This was a little extra excitement, a little extra fluff in the futures pricing, and we may go take that back just from a technical standpoint. And when we rolled over from the June contract to the September contract, we had a little extra fluff in there, even more than normal, and we may go take that fluff back. So, all right. Any questions? Let me know in the chat. Otherwise, there's the parameters. You know, break out or break down. Probably going to break down. That's still, we haven't gone 3% in a long time. I talked about that on Tuesday quite a bit, that we were in the 85th percentile. That means 85% of this bull run right here, this little run since March 13th, has lasted longer without a 3% pullback in the market than 85% of the 3% pullbacks that we've seen since World War II. And now we're even further along because we've been another, Wednesday and Thursday. It's been another 2 days. So we're pushing that number even further beyond 85%. And where does the 3% occur? It occurs down here around that 43.10 price. We get down to 43.10, we've got the 3% off the high, and we're all good. We can move forward. So watching for that. Now, is 3% a normal pullback? No, I'm just saying that, like, normal, historically, we get pullbacks. And I can pull up this chart one more time. We can talk about it just in case you weren't with me on Tuesday. Pull that up and we can talk about it just a second here. Pull this one over, make it big right here. So the average pullback of 3%, or more occurs with no more than 47 days between them. The median is 38 days. All right, we were on Tuesday we were at 73, so now we're at 75. Yeah, 75. Math. Anyway, so we're sitting there at 75, and we're climbing up this. Can we set a new record? Sure, we can set a new record. I mean, I'm sorry this is a little fuzzy, but we can set a new record. It's always possible. But the stats are that 47 days, and we're at 75 days. So highly likely we see the pullback. It's not going to go forever. We're not going up forever before we get a pullback. So there's Baidu. Oh, 931. That's, market's open. Baidu setting an alert on the downside. Kind of thought that would pull back. Resistance above and support below. Sideways is the name of the game on Baidu. All right, let's talk about some stuff actually moving here. NASDAQ potentially hitting the resistance one more time. That's like a breakdown, retest, next leg. And this move down off the high was, I had mentioned on Monday, maybe Tuesday, that we may see a 50 to 618 retrace. That was a 50% this morning, early. That retrace from the high to the low, 50%. That's one move down, one move up. That's two waves. In a correction, we usually see three. And a lot of times that third wave is the same size as the first wave, which would put us down here. Let's see, did I get that right? No, I didn't do that right. Let me draw 3-point tool. 3-point tool, that one, that one, that one. And put us right down there around 43.10. So that's on the futures. Be a little deeper. And there you go. So VIX, VIX tends to agree with me also. Oh, there's Mara hitting 14.10. Beautiful run on Mara. Beautiful, beautiful. Probably going to get that $15 target. NASDAQ, same sort of situation. We have that. I need to zoom this up so we can see it just a little better. A little better, a little better. So this was not a long correction so far. We had this pullback. We had a rally up to the 50%, finding resistance for yesterday and today. And now we may drop out for the third move down, which if we use the, I'm going to pull this down just a hair. If we use the 3-point tool, that's 3-point fib tool, 1 point, 2 points. Looks like that was the higher one. 3 points puts us right back down to that 14,597 area, right at the top of that box, right where the consolidation was. Fills the gap. Imagine that. Imagine that. I don't know. That looks likely. Be prepared for a bigger pullback. Russell, kind of holding up really well, actually, compared to the other two indexes. This is our small caps. This one can break on out, potentially. Held the roadmap line beautifully. This is kind of the, we already did the aggressive entry. This is the conservative cautionary spot. If we can get above this 618 area up here about 1900, highly likely to extend this up to about 1950. Otherwise, this may be similar to the others, and that was wave 1 down, wave 2, and we get the third wave down to this support box right down here. An initial kind of indication we're going to do that is a break below yesterday's low around 1850. All right, there you go. There's all three indexes. Oil, trying to find support at that support box. We've been down there once, twice, 3 times, my lady. And breaking above this high indicates we can go on up to this target. Otherwise, still kind of biased down. Target down here around 60. Gold continuing to reach down to hit that target that I drew on there. That would be the point where I would kind of expect support. Excuse me, monster talking back to me. Kind of expecting support at that 1896 on the futures for gold. That's if you're not familiar, GC1 exclamation point. That's gold futures, gold the metal, and yeah, kind of expected to bounce off of that area right there. The indication was we were going to go on down. When we kind of started rolling over, similar to these other things, we kind of came up to the 50%, came up just a little shy, rolled on down. That makes a 1 wave down, 2 wave, and a 3rd wave down right in here. Sure, we could go a little lower, but at this point, kind of expect maybe a little pause right here. And if we break back up higher, get back above 1950, we're probably going on up, way on up to this 2200 area, 2180, 22. All right, Bitcoin looking strong this morning, my friend. Looking strong. First target right there at 32.8. Target above that, probably somewhere up here in the, we have the next level up, the 35,000 for the 1618. If we just crush all those, we could make it all the way up in here around this $40,000 area. If we just did the same size move that we did back here from March to April. Things tend to echo in the market. That would be an echo of a move. We did this pullback, we did this rally, we did this pullback. It lasted longer. It wasn't exactly the same, but it was about the same size. And now the move up would be up here. All right. Ethereum on a different path, continuing to be on a different path, not breaking higher, not looking super bullish, and maybe destined for a deeper retrace. Dollar coming up, going to do that roadmap line test. It looks like partially what's crushing the bonds there. Disney, I don't know. That's getting talked about on Stock Twits. Pulled the first 10 or so, pulled off of Stock Twits. So Disney look like here's the 76 target. Just working our way down there. May take a while. Could be late into the fall. Kind of expect it to go there though. Joby, I don't even know. This one being crazy. Just straight crazy. That's an outsized move, and sometimes when they're being straight crazy, there's nothing. Eventually it'll come back to normal. The excitement will be over at some point. BlackBerry, yeah, on the path here. That target right up here, 576, and then 605 above that, and then probably get another retrace. MU, probably going to break back down to the roadmap line. That tried to break out and looking not so hot. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, that is a biotech, and ouch. These things are dangerous because I'm sure that was some kind of drug failure thing. Maybe, maybe not. Usually when these things just gab down giant, there's some sort of bad news circulating, whether it makes the headlines or not. And they don't always follow the patterns, but that was a 3-wave, and we can expect just for this one though, that looks actually like we may drop on down to this $1.78 price. Could do that. Wouldn't surprise me. SPX making the mover list. Just getting talked about. Bitcoin Cash. Look at this beautiful pattern right here. A beautiful pattern. Going higher. Exceeding the 618 right there. And this big consolidation area up here may be where it's headed. Upwards of 300's kind of in the middle or lower middle of this consolidation, and then 400's at the bottom of this box up here. Why Bitcoin Cash rallying? It's crypto. Hype and the fact it's moving makes it more likely to move more. So that's kind of the way crypto works sometimes. PayX. Beautiful potential move right there, but it's choppy and sideways. When I say beautiful potential, this has a move up and a retrace like that. And if it can maintain a breakout, see that's a 618 right there. If it can if it can break out over this high, get a daily close above this level, highly likely to get right up in here. It doesn't even have to break this high over here. That's why it's a beautiful pattern, because it can get to that target without even having to break out above much. I mean, it'd make a higher high than here and a higher high than here, but hold that one. It's a neat little pattern, but is it going to work? I don't know. I wouldn't go long until it was up here about 116. Looking for 122. Not a huge move, but nice potential. Nike, right off support. If this one can break back above the roadmap line, that is an indication. Oops, moving the wrong fib line. Yeah, the conservative entry would be above 122 at this point. Maybe you want to wait until we're above 128 and 139, 148 on the upside. Solana also moving this morning, up over 10%. That's an initial indication we may go up. I would not be really watching this until we're breaking above this high right here. We get above that high and we can do some extensions higher. This is still a pretty gnarly looking chart. We did the initial move up. Retrace. I would put that, moving my, not sure where my alert came from. I'll put it back up here. And I just removed the fib. That was cool. So that was a move up, a retrace. And the target could be up here around 60 bucks. Could be. There's no guarantees. Right up in there. All right. Let's see. Late morning. Morning, Philip. Glad to have you. Goose is on here for the first time this week, I think. SGTX looks like we're, holy moly, look at that pop. That was going down in a blaze of glory, but pop. Again, biotechs, freaking careful. These things can just announce some news and do some crazy stuff. MPC, let's see, that's getting alert, potential breakout. Yeah, I did enter that and potentially breaking above. That's positive. I bought this on a new reversal pattern. I've been trying to track, and looks like we could get a move up higher on MPC. MSTR, of course, Bitcoin's rallying. If it continues to rally, we'll probably see this rally on up to the targets, 366, 394. We are kind of stuck right at the prior highs from a few days back. Be careful. This could fail, but looking kind of positive so far today. If we get a daily close above those highs right there, game on for the targets. Netflix continuing to churn, and 500 is the target long term. SMCI, initial move down. This is a retrace. This may be, especially if we hold this 618 level, we turn down, we break below yesterday's low, probably coming on down. Be careful chasing that one. I know a couple of you were, or at least one of you was long SMCI. Had me look at it a couple weeks now. Be careful. That one can get the big retrace. MDB. Crazy targets. That's going to retrace at some point. Yeah, 408. This is... could just go sideways for a little bit, but that looks like it wants to get some sort of retrace. One of these little pullbacks could set it up to go even higher. So, GS, had to collect my thoughts for a second. Sorry for the pause. GS just consolidating under the roadmap line. That's not overly bullish at this point. Nothing great to say there. NVIDIA, hopefully I don't have to say it, but if you're new here today, I'm expecting a big pullback in NVIDIA because it is sitting at 39 times price to sale, 38, 39 times price to sales, and that's a ridiculous number. We're not even talking earnings, we're talking sales. Like, take their entire sales before costs or anything, and they're at 39, like 30, high 30s, maybe even 40 times their sales with their market cap right now. And that's an insane level to be at. They either need to drastically improve their sales numbers, or we're coming back to reality on NVIDIA. And a 33% pullback would not be out of the question. It's done it plenty of times. In past videos, I've explained it. Tesla is highly likely to come back down here and test the point from where it broke out. I don't care what anybody says. This is also kind of one of those 618 retrace deals. Almost. It looks like 50, almost 618. We hold resistance, resistance to go higher. We hold it right there. We can easily come down to there. Easily. Be careful chasing her along. Be careful, be careful. GPX, crazy pop. That is what? Farm machinery. Greenbrier. It's right up to that resistance though. Finding resistance. That looks like nothing that I look for. TMV, Treasury Bear getting a pop. If that starts breaking out, watch out for TLT to drop out. WOR, Worthington Industries Steel, potentially breaking out. How high would we target? Hit the 1272 this morning. Maybe a retrace back to the 100 before it pushes out to 71, but we could just rock on roll right up to 71. It's not a high probability thing, but looked pretty good. JPM, and compared to Morgan Stanley, this one looks primed to break out, but we're kind of holding these highs here so far. If we can get above them, get above 46, probably heading up to 150, maybe 157. Ash, God, that looks so bad. In the short term, that looks so gnarly. And I bet wow, that was a crazy move. Yeah, I would expect support to be right down in here. If it can find support in this zone, break back above the roadmap line on the daily, that can be bullish for Ashland. Baidu, just retracing. I think we talked about that briefly earlier when an alert popped up. Baidu probably come back to the roadmap line. If it can hold that, it can go higher again. But if it doesn't hold that, it can go lower, back down to the support zone. Has a head and shoulders, but it hasn't cooked all the way. It hadn't got back to the neckline on this last shoulder over here. So still filling out the shoulder. Then WPP capping down. All right. Yeah, NVIDIA products aren't cheap, but that, I mean, think about it. They have to drastically sell more to increase that price to sales, or decrease that price to sales ratio. Increase the sales, or, you know, sales has to go up, price has to come down for it to come back to normal. Normal being for companies is under 20, significantly under 20. You know, Apple's is like ridiculously low, actually. So keep it in mind, please. Now, bias for the day. Let's talk about it for a minute. Zoom back up to a reasonable time frame here to talk about bias for the day. Kind of gave you, now look at that, bouncing right off the roadmap line. And if we hold that, we break out above this, we're going up. If we, I mean, this is kind of like, this is true price action stuff here. If we hold that roadmap line on the 30, the bias is up. If we start breaking down below it, get a 30-minute close below it, especially down below 43.98, we're probably getting the continuation down. We can still come on up a little bit to 44.50 area. The top of this box is all the way up at 44.55-ish. I draw sloppy boxes. Watch out for this to top out and turn down. All right. That would be, I'll have my eye on it and be in Discord pretty much all day. So stay in Discord and I'll keep you updated. All right. Let's see. Yeah, looks like I got everybody's comments. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you want to keep the conversation going, I'll be in Discord. Just hit me up with a tag and a real question. Don't just ask my thoughts on, don't just say, Jeff, can you give me your thoughts on Apple? My thoughts, it depends on what chart I'm looking at, what time frame. I'll give you my thoughts. It may be the 1 second chart. I mean, could be the 30-minute chart, could be the daily chart. So please be specific when you ask me questions in Discord. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Don't have to jump. You don't have to spend any money. Yeah. So bye for now. Be safe out there. The account you save may be your own. Remember, this is looking like we may get a deeper retrace. All right. This is kind of like holding support, but if support right there starts failing, going on down, baby.